It's too cold to go outside and do anything fun today, so I'm going to do a little bit of a makeup chore kind of day. If that sounds fun, I would love for you to tag along with me as I do a wide variety of things, including repressing some shadows and combining them, restructuring my makeup area because I've rearranged the room, and cleaning off some of my brushes. And we'll see what else we can get into while we're doing makeup chores. If you like watching these kinds of videos, give this one a thumbs up to let me know, and also let me know your tips and tricks and strategies for these various things that I am going to be doing today. I would love to hear and learn from you. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to do, I have repressed a few things before, and overall it works. It's a little scary and a little intimidating. So hopefully today I can kind of make it less intimidating to you. The first thing I want to do is take my Maybelline Fit Me powder, which has massive pan in it. And just because I'm the kind of person that likes to get rid of things, I'm also going to scrape out what's left of this shade base and combine it with this powder and repress it in here so that I can really work on finishing this powder this year. I have already started another one of my makeup chore repressing situations in my Huda Beauty palette, Rose Quartz. You can maybe see a little bit of what I've done right there. We'll talk about that when we get there. So let's flip you around and we're going to get started on the combining and the repressing of these two powders. Welcome to my makeup desk. It is a little bit of a hot mess. A few brushes that I need to clean, and overall just some tidying up that I need to do, but we'll get there. That's what today is for. In order to repress, you need just a few supplies, really not that much. You need a bowl of some kind, a paper towel, and some alcohol. What I'm going to do first is take base from my ABH Norvina palette, and I'm going to scrape it out into this bowl. This is very satisfying. I'm to use this shade up this year, and this is going to be a really great way for me to use it up in the capacity of just combining it with a powder. I use it right now to set my under eyes, and because there's not that much left of it, I really want to be able to start focusing on some of the other lid setting shade type colors that I have and giving them, the love that they deserve. I think I may go get some tweezers because I think that would be a better tool. I'm not someone that has super fancy tools, so I'm going to go get some tweezers and I'll be right back. So I got some clippers and tweezers. I think I'm going to try the little, that's whatever this is for, nail file edge of the clippers, and just continue to scrape that out into the bowl and try to get every little bit of it that I can. And I really pretty much think that I have. This is the brush that I use when I set my lids. Oops, I'm getting it in there, and I don't want sparkly powder. No sparkly powder. Okay, so we got that part, and then now I'm going to take and scrape out all of what's left of this Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is going to be super satisfying. I'm going to take the tweezers and just scrape away. I don't actually use this, but I kept it. I don't know why. Now I'm just going to kind of clean the compact out. I am somehow. I am not someone that's like, oh my gosh, I have to get every single little bit out of there. If some of it falls in there, great. If some of it accidentally gets wasted on this paper towel, it's going to be fine. Ultimately, it's all going to be fine. So, you know, I feel like just kind of giving it a good wipe down. And then here is the clean compact. So now what you want to do when you're repressing something is you want to take these bigger bits and just really kind of like chop it up as fine and small as you can. And then of course, because I'm mixing together two things, I want to make sure that they are getting mixed together. If you were just doing one powder, like if I was just repressing the Maybelline Fit Me powder, I obviously wouldn't have to worry about like mixing it together. Let's see, I may switch over. Ultimately, whatever tools you have to do the job, that's what you should use. That's what you should use. So I'm not going to get it like ground up into the finest little tiny bits that I can. I mean, like, you know, that it possibly could be, but I just want to make sure that there's no like large chunks. And again, making sure to mix it together. It really is amazing how tan colored it looks compared to what both of them looked like in their pan. Could be the lighting though. Okay, so I'm kind of just stirring it again just to make sure that I'm, you know, unearthing all of the larger chunks. And I think I'm good. The next step that I'm going to do now is to pour a little bit of rubbing alcohol in here. And starting out just like any good like recipe, starting out with a small amount and adding from there. We want for it to be wet, but not like dripping wet. I may have added a little too much. That's okay, because ultimately now we're going to put it back into the compact. And again, I don't know with the tools that I have if I'm going to be able to get every little bit out of here, but we'll do our best. I'm going to focus on putting it in the center. I'm going to focus of the compact just because, you know, that's where your brush naturally goes. And that's kind of what I'm wanting to do, to make it easy for myself to be able to get it out. Okay, I honestly don't know how else to get all the rest of that little bit out, so I'm fine with sacrificing, again, I'm fine with sacrificing a little bit of that. So now, here's what you need the paper towel for. We have to kind of like press it down and make it even. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this paper towel and gently place it on top. Gently. And you can kind of start to see that the color is coming up from the bottom. And this is how I know that I put too much in there. I may let it dry. Don't do what I'm doing, okay? I'm teaching you what not to do here. I'm gonna kind of let it dry for a little bit because I don't want to waste it, okay? Like, I really don't want to waste it. I'm okay losing some of it, but I don't want to waste it. So we're going to just let it dry a little bit and move on to the next makeup chore. And once it dries, then I'm gonna try to use the paper towel to press it down again. So here is the thing that I had already kind of, I had already kind of started, and it was from my Huda Beauty palette. Oh no, see, there we go. And it's the shade Moon Magic. My daughter really loves this palette, like a lot, apparently. And so she hit pan in 2 or 3 shades on this last week. She has really also started to get into like body makeup. And so she had used pretty much all of this shade. And I wanted to be able to kind of just scrape down the edges a little bit and bring it more towards the center so that I can get to it a little easier for when I want to use it. And I am going to be using it in a video that I'm going to be recording tomorrow, but you will see that video first, actually. And it's a collab with Alyssa, where we are doing my Dynamic Duos feature, where we picked eyeshadow palettes that we have that are similar, because we actually don't have any, we don't have any that are the same. So she picked out some shades for me from this palette, and then from Yucca from Natasha Denona. And Moon Magic is one of the shades that she picked out for me. Oh my gosh, I swear I'm like wasting so much of this. It's a disaster of a makeup day. Disaster. I should just stop while I'm ahead, right, guys? I think that's working better. Don't use my finger. It looks better than it did as far as like away from the sides, a little bit more in the middle. That's better. That's very much better. Okay. Oh. And I kind of wanted to like, just clean her up a little bit. Again, my daughter has been using this palette like crazy lately. And she's even got like, I already had pan on Lovestone, and she like went crazy with it. She hit pan on Cosmic Love for me. And she also hit pan in Blissful, which is a pan that I was hoping to hit this year. So boom, got it. Got it done. But I'm going to let this one just kind of dry. This is going to be fine. It will dry. We're not even going to mess with it. And all in all, then I'm done with this palette. Here is the color story that I'm going to be using tomorrow, but in your time it'll be like earlier. So I'm very excited to try the pinks and the greens together. And this, here, it's hard to see it. This is Moon Magic. Now that I have it repressed a little bit, I'm definitely going to have to use a glitter glue to get it to like stand out, and my hands are like super dry right now. So I'm very much looking forward to using this, and I'm off tomorrow, so I have some like unique ideas that I'm going to try to do to make it more of a Instagram worthy kind of look. So we'll see. Now the next thing that I want to do is kind of restructure my area here. I have rearranged a little bit in this room, and we had a desk in here where my daughter was supposed to do some schoolwork. It was going to be an option for her, but she actually doesn't do her schoolwork at a desk. She lays down on the floor and does it on the couch, does it in her room. So instead of just having that table there, I'm going to use the table for some of my makeup things and a little bit of her school things. So but now I'm going to like kind of show you what it all looks like right now. It's a work in progress, and that's what we're here for today. So this is what it looks like right now. That's some of her school stuff and Bible curriculum that we have for extra things. And then this is kind of what I was hoping to have for my eyeshadow palettes to be on this table. And then this is the desk where I normally get ready. And then the eyeshadow palettes were like all right here. And they were like barely right there, barely hanging on. So I think it's gonna give me a little bit more room to be able to like have my things a little bit more spread out. So I think that looks better. I have my side of this desk, which has my eyeshadow palettes and project panning items and some items that I'm going to be using for an upcoming video idea. See if you can take a guess using that and that with that and some other things. And I haven't pulled everything out for that video. These are eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be using for another collab video that I have coming up soon. Okay. I would like to kind of tackle this area behind the desk. That would be amazing. Just a bunch of little stuff that needs to be tended to and restructured. I'm thinking about trying to sell this box of Legos because my daughter doesn't really like Legos anymore. She just turned 13, so it's kind of like she's past that. This slipper needs to go back to my room. You know, just things get put in this space that just need to go somewhere. So I think I might clean this up too. And in order to like make it sort of a work smarter, not harder situation, I'm going to make two piles. One pile of things that are going to go to my room. Actually, I'm going to make three piles. A donation pile, a pile of things to go to my room, and a pile of things that needs to go to my daughter's room. So, or like her bathroom type area. So I'm going to make three piles, and that way I do not have to keep going back and forth. These are the few things that are going to go to my room, including all of this stuff. And then just a few things to go back to my daughter. And then it looks better. And I even have an empty shelf now. So I'm liking that so much better. So all in all, once I get this stuff out of here, things will look better. I have an extra one of these acrylic like eyeshadow palette things that I bought from Amazon, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that, but I just wanted to get the box out of here, and I'll spread the palettes out a little more or something. What I decided to do was use this one for maybe like just upcoming video ideas that I have. So these are 2 palettes I'm going to do with a collab. These are the 3 palettes that I have for another video idea. And then I have these 2 over here that I'm using for a video tomorrow. So I think I like that better. I may put these single shadow ones in here. I don't know if I like that either. I kind of like them off to the side right here. I think it looks cute, but could be wrong. Anyway, so that's that. The last thing I wanted to do with you guys is clean those makeup brushes, those eyeshadow brushes, and I wanted to show you my Cinema Secrets brush cleanser in action. The Cinema Secrets brush cleanser is quick drying, rinse-free formula. This stuff is really magic. I had seen some other like beauty influencer content creators talking about it for years and years, and I finally decided to pull the plunge and do it. Now, I will say that I only use this for my eyeshadow brushes. I don't use it for cleanser. So I have this left in here, and I don't know. It's kind of gross. I know that my daughter has been using a lot of really blue eyeshadow, very pigmented eyeshadow. You can kind of even see it at the bottom in there. So I just went ahead and poured that out. And I know that that's wasteful, but I just kind of want to start fresh. Also, I discovered that she was using this when she was attacking my Huda Rose Quartz palette. She was using it to wet the shadows. She was using this brush cleanser to wet the shadows. So we talked about how we should use a setting spray for that and not this business, because this, 1, is expensive, and 2, that's not what it's for. All right, so when you buy the larger bottle of this, you get the tin that goes with it. So I like to have a dark rag because it, I don't know. I don't like this brown color anyway, so it's totally fine. So I don't mind if it gets stained is what I'm saying. So you take your brush and you just quickly dip it in, like so lightly, and then you just rub it off, and then it's done. Let's see if we can do one where you can see the shadow, because that brush, 1, it's dark, and 2, it was my lid setting shade brush. So this one has some purple on it, so we're just going to quickly dip, and you don't dip the whole thing in there, like you don't dip the whole entire brush in there, just like kind of halfway up. Then I tap off any that's dripping off back into the canister, and as you can see now, it's clean. I really like this stuff, but like I said, I don't use it for like my face brushes, because I feel like it will just take too much. I feel like it will just soak up too much of it, and I don't want to have to keep buying that over and over again. That's not dirty. Let me see if I have any more. I know that I used this one. The only bad thing that I will say is that I do a very good job of keeping my eyeshadow brushes clean, but not the best job now of all the other brushes, because that's an extra step that I have to do. So that is that. So my eyeshadow brushes are clean and ready to go, and probably later I'll do some of my face brushes that I use. I hope that you found a little bit of inspiration today to do some makeup chores that maybe you're not really looking forward to doing. It is all about motivation here at my channel, motivating you to step out of your comfort zone, motivating you to stick to your low or no buy, motivating you to appreciate the makeup collection that you already have instead of having to go and buy more stuff. The new stuff is always nice, but don't forget about the things you already have. So if you found a little bit of motivation, let me know in the comments below, and I would love for you to subscribe before you leave. And thank you so much, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.